Hey, what's up guys, Red Bishop here and welcome back to my channel. Today we have some Far Cry 3 gameplay, and I have not posted a commentary of Far Cry 3 yet, but I have posted an actual gameplay. But in this video I want to give my first impressions. The game's been out almost a week, and I've been playing the multiplayer probably more than I've been playing anything else of the game. The single player, which is supposedly supposed to be great, but I've been actually really having fun with the multiplayer. And as you see here, I am using the Spas-12. And it is got a huge reticle. I don't know why they decided to choose a big circle for the reticle, but you know, they did. And I actually not a fan of the Spas-12 in any first-person shooter, but I had some fun with it in this game. I did end up going. I didn't do great in this game, but I thought it was action-packed enough to feel the background for this commentary. And this gameplay is about 15 minutes long. I do apologize for the length, but these Far Cry 3 games, man, they usually go the whole entire time limit. But, well, I probably will not commentate the whole time, so don't worry about that. I'm only going to commentate probably 2/3 of it or whatever, just give my impressions. But basically what I want to talk about at first is the guns. The guns seem like they have a little bit more weight to them when you compare them to other first-person shooters. They feel good. Like, there's not a gun I've used that didn't feel great. Like, I've been using the Spaz, obviously. I've been using I think it's the STG, the AK-47, and then I've been using the MP5, and then there's a Vector in here too, which is in Black Ops 2. And all those weapons to me feel good. None of them feel overpowered because they have enough recoil, or they have enough sway, or they don't have enough damage that they feel good. And when it comes to the maps feel good too. Like there's one map I don't like. I can't remember the name of it right now, but other than that one map, there are maps that I really like. This was actually my first time ever playing on this map, and my first time playing with the Spas-12, and I like this map, this shipwreck map. I think it's cool how there's a ship in the middle. That's kind of where the meat of the action is. Yeah, there's enough stuff around the ship to flank and you'll see here, like, I have no idea where I'm going, so I'm just running around trying to figure out where exactly I need to go. But the maps seem to be designed well. There's no real, especially in Call of Duty, there's not a whole lot of head glitching places that I've noticed. Like in Medal of Honor Warfighter, there weren't that many at start, and then once people figured those out, you know, they abuse the living crap out of them. But in Black Ops 2, it seems like around every corner there's a head glitching spot, whereas in this one you don't see it as much. But it could be because since the game just came out, people are trying to run around, trying to get their bearings in it. And you'll see throughout, before I go on with my initial impressions of it, you'll see throughout this gameplay where I'm missing a lot with this Spas-12 because that reticle is so big. I don't really know where I need to put the reticle on the enemy to hit them with it. But eventually, probably about halfway through this game, I eventually figure that out. And back to my impressions, when I played this multiplayer, I played it first at PAX East earlier this year in Boston, which was around April, and I think they said at that time that it was pre-alpha. And when I played it there, I actually really enjoyed it there. It was something that I wasn't expecting to enjoy. Like, I didn't really enjoy the multiplayer in Far Cry 2. I believe Far Cry 2 had multiplayer. I actually don't even remember, but I didn't really enjoy it all that much. But that I remember, actually, I mean, the game I'm thinking of might not even be Far Cry 2, but it was some kind of jungle-based game, which Far Cry 2 was definitely based in the jungle. But in this game, especially when I played it at PAX East, it felt good then. Even if that was pre-alpha, it felt good. And from playing it now after the release, it feels somewhat similar. Like it doesn't feel like it changed too much, but like I said, I'm still enjoying it. Nice little two-piece right there. There are some downsides to the multiplayer though. One is the party system, as in there is no party system. There is no way to form a party, at least at the moment of this recording of this commentary. There is no way to party up with 3 or 4 friends, go into a game of domination, which this is, by the way. I did not mention that earlier. There's no way to do that. The only way to do that is to get into a game or a lobby and then invite your friends via that. And then if you're able to do that, you're not guaranteed to be on the same team. There were times when I've played with friends in this game where we would end up being, we'll be on the same team one game, and then the next game we'd be on totally different teams. And that's something that it's just unacceptable in this day and age. Everybody should have, every game, not everybody, every game that has multiplayer, specifically first-person, third-person shooters, should have a party system. It's just unacceptable to not have one in your game. And I don't know if that's something that they plan on patching in eventually, if that's something that they just thought that might not be something that they need, but it's something that just, I think personally, needs to be in every shooting game, first-person, third-person shooter. And it's really, really upsetting that it's not there. And I mean, that's one of the big downsides that I've found so far. Other than that, there's not really a lot of things I dislike about the game. I mean, there are some things, like sometimes the hit detection and the connection overall feels off at times, but I've only run across that maybe one or two, only a couple of times. Like the majority of games like this one right here feel great. The connection feels fine, the hit detection feels fine, and we're all ready, set, good to go. But so that's the only thing I really dislike. I mean, of course, the game's only been out 6 days, so who knows if that will actually change. Like Medal of Honor Warfighter was a game that came out earlier this, I think it was like October. Really enjoyed that game when it first came out, and then as I kept playing it, you realize the problems that it had, and that the problems that ended up persisting throughout, and I think that are still there to this day. Oh, and interrupt myself again. Nice little thing I do right here. This guy, I saw that guy. I was like, oh, well, he'll probably chase me. So I run all the way around him and end up eventually getting him. So I thought that was, I don't think he knew exactly where I was at or where I was going, but he was definitely looking for me. And as another thing I also, let's get back to the things I like, since it was only one or two things I disliked. Down there at the bottom near the UAV, on the right-hand side, you will see a kind of like 3 symbols. Those are your kill streaks, or I guess in this game you would call them team score streaks. Every time I get a kill, like you'll see there's an XP underneath it, and then there's a TS number. That goes towards your team score, which helps you get those score streaks. And the first one is called Scout, which is just a UAV. You'll be able to see them on the minimap, little dots on the minimap. The second one is Poison Gas, which you would shoot an airstrike of poison gas in a general vicinity of the map. And the third one, which I have, is called Propane Dive, but you start out initially with, I think, a barrel bomb, which is basically just a little small airstrike that will drop propane tanks instead of, whatever they drop instead of barrel bombs, instead of barrels of fucking gasoline. And I think that's cool because you have a battle cry that when you click in the left and right stick on your PS3 or 360, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it exactly is on the PC, but when you click those in, when there's a certain number around you, certain number of people around you, you'll either boost up their maximum health, or you will boost up their, I think it's ammo is one of them. You give them extra ammo, and that's something that's cool because when you do that, it helps your team score. Oh, and this is coming up right here. That's another thing I dislike. Grenades are brutal in this game. They're difficult to throw because they have so much weight to them as well, along with the guns. But like they'll blow up through a wall. Like you'll be on another side of a steel wall, and they will still blow up. But anyway, back to the score streaks. I think those are cool. I think the fact that, and also once you use it, so like let's say I get a scout. In case you haven't noticed it already in this video, if I get a scout, which is like I said a UAV, and I call it in, what will happen is that bar on the right of the radar will deplete. So kill streaks don't stack. Once you use one of them, the bar depletes and you have to fill it back up. As you saw there, when I died, the bar kind of unfilled a little bit, but it didn't go all the way down. So if you don't use it, the bar will keep going up, but when you die, it will, a little bit of it will disappear, because that's one of the punishments for dying is your kill streak bar goes away. And I haven't seen kill streaks like abused because they're not insanely easy to get. It definitely takes a lot of team score. Like if you kill somebody, you only get a handful of team score. But if you call in a battle cry, you get a little bit more, especially if there's 3 or 4 people around you. If you capture a point in domination, you obviously get, like right there, I only got 1 team score. Whereas if I go up there and try to capture a ship earlier, which I think I did, I think it was 6 team score. And if I call in a battle cry with 3 people, it's 9 team score. So they definitely give you more team score for doing objective-based stuff or for being around your teammates. Whereas if you just get a regular kill, it's going to take longer for you to get those kill streaks, compared to other first-person shooters, which I like. And also there is the ability to, if you get down to a certain amount of health, you can hold Y, or I think it's a triangle on the PS3. Again, sorry, not sure what it is on the PC. I do not play PC games. But you can hold those, and that will heal you for back up to your top bar. And I don't know, it's something I'm really enjoying. I think I'm level, at the time of this recording, I'm not sure exactly what level I was, but I end up right now, I think I'm like level 32, level 33, and something I'm really enjoying. I'm hoping that it stays as balanced as it is, and I'm really hoping they patch in a party system, because that's one thing, like I said, that's one thing I really don't know why it's not here, that I really hope they patch in eventually, especially with it being Ubisoft and other Ubisoft titles having party systems. You go play Assassin's Creed, and Assassin's Creed 3 has a party system. You can invite friends, you can do all that, yet for some reason a first-person shooter doesn't. And it just seems odd, and it really makes no sense. But, it's a small little thing that I don't like, that and the grenades. Nothing that's really going to break the game. Whereas in Medal of Honor Warfighter, the hit detection and the spawns were really bad. But in this one, the spawns seem alright. I've played a few games of Team Deathmatch and Domination. Those are the only 2 modes I've played. And everything feels alright. The spawns don't seem like there's somebody always spawning behind you. There are only a few occasions now that's going to happen, and it has happened before with me, where you spawn, and hell, it happened at the beginning of this game. Actually, come to think of it, the very beginning of this gameplay that you're watching, I spawn, immediately get shot. So I mean that still happens, but it doesn't happen as much as you would think. It really doesn't. It happens on very few occasions. But that's just my initial impressions. I'll probably have a video up next week with maybe some general tips about how you can improve your game in Far Cry 3, because I think I've figured out the weapons and the perks and the things like that will help you get better at this game if you're having some issues. But I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys around. Thanks for watching.
Hey, catch! Woo! Get down! Hold still! Hold still, you fucker! Boom! Oh yeah! Good swing!